Connect. Okay.
Okay.
Huh?
Live reading live.
Hello. Hi everyone. Welcome to Crime Library Singapore. And you can see three of us standing right in front. And we are all the media broadcasters. Live. I cannot tell you where, but we keep a secret. Where is our whereabouts? Okay. And of course, you can see my colleagues right beside me, the two handsome and pretty, not too handsome or too pretty. Okay, one handsome and one pretty goes here. So, want to care to introduce yourself to all the audience?
Hi, I'm Aerulz, and this is my colleague,
Sarah.
Yes.
Nice to meet you tonight.
Okay, so of course, what we are doing here tonight, of course, we're talking about crimes, some cold cases, and if you're very keen to know all about the old cold cases that's not been solved, please share. Please tell your friends all to come in and come and hear us.
Yes, okay, pada anda semua, okay, tolong share pada video ni pada semua kenalan-kenalan anda yang berada di Facebook tu sekarang juga, supaya kita dapat mempertengahkan isu-isu kes-kes yang pernah berlaku satu ketika dahulu.
Vietnam? You want to say Vietnam?
Yeah, say in Vietnam.
Come on,
share the video.
Share.
Ok, hôm nay thì chúng tôi đang có cái buổi gặp mặt với nhau để mà
Xin chào, I only know Xin chào in Vietnam. Okay, so continue.
Hôm nay thì mình là Sarah với lại Angelina và Cairo đến đây để phỏng vấn và có những cái câu hỏi với ông Sung. Thì một hồi chúng ta sẽ có nhiều cái câu hỏi, và nếu mà tất cả các bạn có những cái câu hỏi mà các bạn muốn hỏi thì xin hãy có thể viết tiếng Việt luôn, mình có thể trả lời cho bạn. Cảm ơn.
还有，我要讲华语哦，因为这有4种语言哦，所以呢，我们很希望呢，你们可以跟你们的朋友分享哦，想要听一下我们的这些冷案的朋友，那些还没有就是找到凶手的朋友你们请你们的朋友家属都一起来听看看，我们今天晚上要跟大家分享的这些冷案哦，请你们不要错过了。来 Aerulz.
Yes, betul. Okey, baiklah, kepada anda, tolong berikan komentar-komentar di bawah di live video kami. Type segala apa komentar untuk memberikan tanya untuk soal jawab untuk kepada kami dengan juga inspektor kami yang ada di sini. Alright, we ask them to write a message. Any question?
好
Yes.
记得，要是你们有什么问题，你们想要发问的话呢，请你们尽量的把你们的那些问题呢都可以发进来，因为今天晚上呢，我们有个特别嘉宾，他会进来呢跟我们分享关于一些一些诉讼案的一些案子，他的想法，一些建议啦，所以要是说你们想要听的话呢，就进来，我们让你多了解Sarah.
Tại vì hôm nay đó là chúng ta sẽ có một vị khách đặc biệt đến đây phải trả lời những cái câu hỏi rất là quan trọng về những vụ giết người hoặc là những cái text cưỡng hiếp hay này nọ, thì như bên Singapore, không phải ở Singapore không mà có thể là ở những cái nước khác nữa. Thì tất cả các bạn cứ nhắn tin vô trên cái livestream này để coi chúng ta sẽ có những câu trả lời thuyết phục. Cảm ơn.
Cảm ơn. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So tonight, if you have any comments or any question that you'd like to ask us, please just write into us.
And
we'll
type
be
the
here.
message.
Yeah,
Yes.
type the message, share the video, like the Crime Library Singapore, because tonight we have our special guest, which will be right here to share with you about some of our cold cases that's not been solved. And this special guest, he has, we want him to give us some thoughts and some advice and some information about the whole cold cases itself. So please write in. Okay, we will be here to share.
I think we have a message here at the moment.
Yeah? What message is
It
it?
says, it's Ida Fayan. You say hello.
Hello. 你好. Wow, how come? Your Malay what? Selamat?
Apa khabar?
Apa khabar?
Yes, apa khabar?
Xin chào. Xin chào. Okay. I only learned one word, that's Xin chào in Vietnam.
I just know Chin Chow is the drink. Chin Chow.
Xin chào, no, Xin chào is Xin chào. Okay. Okay. So please, if you can, bring more friends in so that we can share more and then help us. Like our page, especially Crime Library Singapore.
Yes. Please do share your videos, our videos inside your Facebook.
Yeah. Please do. And we are going to do live shortly with our invited guest. And we're going to introduce him. He's a very young handsome man. Yeah, young, handsome man, okay? So
Who's the person?
Who's the person? Yeah, later on we'll show you his handsome face. Don't worry.
Yes.
拭目以待哈，这个又年轻又帅的这个。
And he's very indeed popular person.
OK， 所以我们现在是在跟你们交流，让你们看到我们跟你们讲話啊，所以希望你們可以帶多啲朋友進來，然後你們用你的 language 講就可以了。Bring your friend. How to say in Vietnam? Bring your friend.
Và có thể là mời tất cả các bạn khác để mà đến xem cái đoạn video livestream này để rồi và có thể chia sẻ cũng như thích cái trang Facebook của COS. Xin cảm ơn.
Good.
Good.
I like Vietnam.
I like.
Look, it sounds so like Thai.
ขอบคุณครับขอบคุณครับ
Okay, so let's start the whole show.
Sure.
Get it going, alright?
Yes.
Okay, so what we're going to do right now is that we are going to do a formal introduction for our tonight's special guest, okay? So here we are, okay? We have our special guest, and that is Mr. Singh,
Yeah.
former head of investigators from Tanglin Police Station. And joining us today are our colleagues, Kairu
Hi.
and Sarah. Okay, sorry, we are just impromptu, okay? And that's Sarah. Okay, so
Right, okay. Today as we're going to ask Mr. Singh about his opinions, okay, on about the certain old cases that happen in Singapore.
So as Singaporeans, we need to protect ourselves, our loved one and people around us. At Crime Library Singapore, we are VWO, promoting awareness, crime prevention, and finding closures for our help seekers, whether it's missing or murder cases. So right now, we are going to start off with our show by asking Mr. Singh, our former head of investigators from Tanglin Police Station.
Yeah, that's my sir.
Woo!
Evening, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good
Okay,
evening.
not good morning, sir. It's good evening, okay? So I will be the one doing right now. Okay, so let me share with you. Today we have actually how many cases? Total about 9 cold cases, I think. So slowly, one by one, we will have all our different broadcasters sitting here talking to our special guest, Mr. Singh, about all the different cold cases. So I'll be doing the leading cases for the Toa Payoh cases. Okay, so Mr. Singh, okay, very simple. You can see right here, that's a woman, a face here. Okay, this woman, her name is Sung Ming Hua. Very clearly shown. And this cold case actually happened in 2002. 2002. Okay, I have to take it out and show it to you because the file's a bit blur. Okay, so this is Sung Ming Hua. Alright, and a little bit story background about this cold case. This woman itself, she actually worked for a Singapore pool, a Singapore pool in Toa Payoh. And what happened on the day, which is in August, if I'm not wrong, August, alright? And that is August 11th. She went to work after making breakfast for his kids, and the moment when she stepped into the shop, she was being attacked. There were someone actually going to the shop and steal the whole safe, and because of that, she got killed. She got killed instantly, and basically the boss is the first person that reached the scene, the crime scene, and it found that her staff, which is Sung Ming Hua, not died, lying on the floor. Okay, and of course, why the boss come in is because when he made the call, the staff did not actually answer the call. So he was really worried, and he came to the shop and realized that, the staff was being killed. And at the time, I'm not too sure, maybe at the time there's no CCTV because in 2002 it's not maybe that popular, okay? So now, Mr. Singh, my question to you is, in your opinion, what are the likely category of people that would commit such an offense? Okay, example like someone they know, is it a local or foreigners or random opportunities?
In all probability, it's a local.
It's a local.
Some observations had to be made, but I think the local made the observation and studied the movement of this lady who died.
Okay.
That every morning at a certain time, she will open the door to start the business of the day of Singapore Pools, accepting bets for 4-digit and Toto and things like that,
Okay.
football, etc.
All right.
So somebody must have observed that she is always alone. And-
Alone.
And they struck early in the morning before even business had started.
Okay.
So,
So do you think it's wise that maybe moving forward they should actually have 2 staff to open the shop rather than just 1 staff?
in fact, they should have all the staff. Sometimes there are 3 counters, 4 counters. All should be there at the same time, and then the chances of such a thing happening is hardly any, minimum or no way that this will happen. The criminal here found the opportunity that she was alone,
Okay.
and being alone, in all probability, the man was an accused person, the murderer, so he easily overpowered the woman
Yeah.
So
And-
I
true.
believe
and stole some undisclosed amount of cash, because these 4D outlets, Singapore Pools, they have cash all the time in their possession
Okay.
until
believe,
it's taken away.
I believe, strongly believe that this is really pre-planned.
Yes, it is pre-planned in the sense that you have to observe the person. The person has observed this lady opening the door at a fixed time every day, because Singapore Pools start selling the tickets at 8 o'clock. 8:30. And then before that, you got to turn on the computers and everything all to get the thing moving.
So what back then, how do you think that the police would have gone around solving this case? You know, like with the technology limitation, you know, what
Well,
other
those days,
references? Yeah.
they didn't have cameras, so all they could do was look at the crime scene if the criminal leave any evidence behind, or try to lift fingerprints, or make inquiries from the neighborhood. In the absence of all this, the case will go unsolved.
Right. So that's why till now there's
Yes.
still no records, because I think if this woman is still alive, which is our victim, if she's still alive, she'll be 51 years old already. And I mean, we don't know how many people actually take part in this, in this case.
Yeah, it could be
itself.
1, it could be 2.
Yeah, I don't think 1 person can carry a safe box lah. It's too heavy lah. You know, it could be.
It could
2,
even be 3.
3, yeah. So as a woman, 1 person open the shop, he can be grabbed by 1 man easily. Yeah, 1 man
Yes,
easily.
yes.
Yeah, and then tie her out whatsoever. What can she do? You know, she can't do anything. Then maybe just cover her
So
mouth.
all
don't
she
let
must
her
have
shout.
seen
Yeah.
the faces
of
of the robbers,
Yes.
and then the robbers have fear that she might identify them at a later stage, or they might be known to her as regular customers at the place where they do
That's quite true.
their betting.
That is quite true. That's why there's there's no lead on anything. So why do you think till now? I mean, of course, the culprit is still unidentified and is at large. Why do you think so? Because as I said, it's maybe it's just
You see, police depend on information.
information.
Yeah, first thing is whatever they can pick from the scene of crime, fingerprints or other evidence, and then they depend on information
Right.
to arrest. Maybe no one has come forward and given the police information,
True.
so that's why the case has turned cold.
So based on the current technology and police resources, like the intel for forensic criminal record databases or CCTV example, what will be the police approach to yield a higher chance in solving similar cases?
Yes, of course it would be very, very easy to solve this case, because on the CCTV you can capture the face.
Right.
But the thing is that if they have cameras there, this robbery may not have taken place.
True, I think so. If there is CCTV back then in 2002, the chances of them
There
to-
was CCTV, but then some people did not
Like
install
outside. Maybe it's outside, not
to
inside.
cut costs. They didn't install
Oh, just for show.
sometime at the outside. Sometimes they only install where the betting takes place. To refer to it when there's an argument between a customer and a staff there.
Okay.
So just like the casino, no, they'll zero in as to how much was paid, how much was this, and they.
Yes. But I know in casino is a lot lah.
Yes.
Plenty.
Over
plenty.
here also is the same
Yeah.
thing. Every counter of Singapore Pools is now
Make sure they install
they have a
CCTV.
camera camera taking every counter, and
every
they can zoom in.
counter.
If like say a customer say I gave you $100, they say no, you gave me 50.
Right.
So then there's a supervisor there. They'll have a look at it, and then they'll solve the matter once and for all.
Okay. So lastly, what is your advice to the public to avoid being a victim of such crime?
Don't go alone.
Don't go alone.
In this case, she opened alone. You see, if she had the entire staff, maybe the outlet had 3 counters, and 1 supervisor, so maybe 3 or 4 persons. If they were there, the chances of this thing happening
It's zero.
Zero.
Right? I think for me, I personally also think that should not go alone, especially women, especially early in the morning.
even a man alone is vulnerable.
also quite vulnerable. Also,
Once you're outnumbered,
True.
skinny like that.
Yes, like me, slim like this.
No, macho like him. Okay, then you'll be different. Okay, so yeah, never go alone, especially whether daytime or afternoon time or night time. You know, I think the Toa Payoh at the time was pretty quiet town actually.
even cameras are not.
Actually, not really. Because,
Is it?
because
In
the
2002,
incident,
you know?
yeah, in 2002, the incident happened where
In the
I'm
morning.
still, I stayed there.
Okay.
And my block is just a few blocks away from that, from the crime scene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess maybe they targeted the timing. I think, if I'm not wrong, the timing was about 7+ a.m. in the morning. No, a lot of people
and that is
may
in the
not
central,
be
actually.
still.
That one is in the central
do you know
area.
at the time in Toa Payoh, it's not as established right now. You know, they're still very quiet because based on our intel information, is that at the time in 2002, it's pretty quiet at the time, and that's why there's no CCTV that was being installed.
Because
there
what
also.
my feeling says that because that shop they have a back door, so the quiet area is the back door, the back door where it's from the car park and they can enter to the back door. Then after that, from inside they have to open the front what do you call that
The shutters.
Yes.
Okay, but for what I know is that usually they open from the shutter in front before they go in. That's what I know about the case.
No, different places depending how the
Different
building
places.
is.
So for this case, I know
structured.
the person actually opened from the front shutter.
No, from I guess it's back.
Is it?
Yeah.
No,
never
in
mind.
front is the
Just open
there's
the
a 5 foot
shutter.
way there. A lot of people will be
Yes.
walking, but at the back is hardly anybody,
Hardly
except for the
anybody,
sweepers and things like
Yeah.
that. You know.
Oh, then too bad lah. Maybe at the time really there's no one there, and that's why Okay, so this is the case about Mdm Sung Ming Hua. Okay, the second cases that I'm going to share with you today, I'm so sorry, is this person, I'm so sorry, the face cannot be seen clearly because it has been very long already. So I will not show you the face, but roughly you can see from the screen, you can see roughly the face. It looks much better without showing like that. You know,
But I think it looks good.
Yeah,
also,
it looks
you know,
good
it
like
looks
this,
good.
okay? So I'm not going to raise up the face.
Yeah, a bit.
So like that, like that is easier. See, this is the face of the victim. I think it looks good like that. Okay, all right. So this gentleman, this deceased victim, he was 73 years old. He's also stayed in Toa Payoh. Okay, this case, this gentleman actually stayed opposite where Mdm Sung Ming Hua got killed. You know, but she was actually staying opposite blocks in Toa Payoh, and he is 73 at the time. He's a retiree, and he is a very healthy man. But what I know is that he always does his own cooking, and he always joins community clubs for some activities, you know. And what happened is that on the very night of the incident, when his daughter actually came back home and found that his father actually died, lying with a puddle of blood, with a knife that is beside him. Okay, and there's no forcing of entering the house, so that's why there's a lot of actually doubts about these cases itself. Why, Mr. Koh was, got killed. Okay, and his name is Mr. Koh Sam
Hong.
Yeah, Koh Sam Hong. So Mr. Koh itself, so what we are here is to check with you, Mr. Singh. In your opinion, so what are the likely category of people that would commit such an offence?
In all probability, this deceased Mr. Koh knew the murderer, so gained access to his apartment, flat.
Right.
So, and then maybe some quarrel took place between two friends.
Outside?
Inside, and then
Inside?
the
Okay.
knife. We don't know whether this knife belong to the murderer or it belong to the kitchen where the incident take place. So there are knives everywhere.
True. I think it's very unintentional because I think if this is intentional, I don't think he would leave the knife there. I think he would take the knife away.
Not necessary. He may. We don't know the murderer's mind. You see, he may feel that
scared
that he has to run.
Panic already. Let's drop
so
the
if
knife.
if he leaves the place with the knife in his hand, people might see him. So you just leave it there. Different criminals, different human beings, they react differently to different
But I
situations.
think maybe he will wear glove. Huh? If not, fingerprints should have found inside the knife.
Not
right?
necessarily. It depends on the handle of the knife. It must be sufficiently smooth.
Right.
But then if it's small and thin, then it won't show it. The area is not enough to capture the fingerprints.
Okay. So the other thing is that what do you think could have, especially you already explained, could be there's some quarrel and stuff like that. So back then, how do you think that the police would have gone around, solving these cases?
Same thing. They, as in the earlier case, they will look around. I'm sure they dusted the whole place for fingerprints.
Right.
And all fingerprints that they lifted belong to family members, belong to friends who have visited him and all that. So from there they have people who have visited him, and then probably they question.
Okay.
And
could be. Yeah.
And they may not have any injuries of any fighting whatsoever to link them with this thing.
So at this moment,
and this is a private apartment. There's no CCTV outside his unit.
There's no
so it may not even be outside the block as it is nowadays. Every block you got a CCTV.
CCTV, I realize nowadays.
Everyone goes in, they go in the lift and they leave what time. So it's all taken. And then it's even inside the lift, so you are captured all the time, from the time you get in until the time you get out. It's
okay. So why do you think till now the culprit is still unidentified and is at large?
Same thing in the absence of evidence. Evidence include fingerprints, it include other things that are found at the scene of the crime, or witnesses. Here, unfortunately, the daughter came very much later.
10 p.m. I think.
So, by the time the daughter came, he was already dead.
Yeah, he was pronounced dead, I think around maybe 11 plus, I think so, around there. 10 about 10 p.m. he got about around there lah, So based on the current technology and the police resources, so what would have the police approach to yield a higher chance in solving similar cases?
Well, nowadays we have DNA, so if the blood of another person is there, the police will try to match the blood with somebody else. So the DNA aspect is there. It wasn't those days. And then secondly, the cameras are great help.
Yes.
Very, very great help. You just trace the person, who entered and who came out, what time, and then from there, where did he go? The next camera in the vicinity will pick him up, will pick up the thing. So the chances of solving nowadays very, very great compared to before.
Of course, has to be improved. Technology has to improve much more better way back. So lastly, what is your advice to the public to avoid being a victim of such crime?
Well, he should have seen. Well, if he's a friend, then I'm afraid there's no way. If he's a stranger, then he see through the looking glass or the door, then do not open it. Or open the door and talk to the person through the metal grill. And don't allow them in.
True. Because I think if there's no quarrel, no fights, I don't think neighbor will come out also unless really they go out then maybe they saw the person entering the house, then that could be a little weakness out there to see someone actually enter the house. But there were no witness that's come forward to say even someone entered his house. So it might be very quiet at the moment of time, right?
There was no forced entry.
No forced
in this
entry,
case.
exactly. No forced entry.
No forced entry.
As you can see nowadays, Singaporeans tends to close all the doors, and then open the doors. Like long time ago, neighbors who love to open the doors.
Yes, exactly. Show your face.
But once the housing, system is such, once they come into flats, they start closing the doors. It's only in atap huts or in wooden houses in the kampong that it is left open. And everybody, knows everyone.
True.
The moment a stranger enters a kampong, everybody start looking who's this stranger, whose house is he going to. So crime in the kampongs those days never used to happen like this. Maybe petty thefts, some children from one house will go and rob the neighbor, steal the neighbor. That's about all in the kampongs those days.
I remember we open door and you can come to my house, but I got no go bar for you to steal. So those are the days. We should have more kampong spirit in a way.
But we don't have. Who would want to leave his door open?
So who is going to?
Because they are for fear that if I leave the door open, the thief or robber comes in, and then he will close the door. Then in the privacy of the flat, you know, and any crime can be
I
committed.
agree with you. No, you know why now a lot of people doesn't want to open doors because a lot of scammers lah. Then now a lot of robbers are just going out on the door and saying
I know
you're from
some
somewhere.
people they say that I'm from the HDB,
Yeah.
I'm from PUB, you know, and they
Enter, let me
have
enter.
false
That's the
identity
common one.
cards.
Yeah, that's the
That's the common one. They love to use that I'm from HDB. They can even show, you know, the past. Oh, I'm from HDB.
Exactly.
And too bad, you know, all those who been robbed is all like elderly.
Exactly.
Elderly person. They
Exactly,
really don't know
elderly.
Elderly.
That's what
Elderly,
we're
right.
worried. Is the elderly that's because they are very friendly at times. Then,
And they're not strong enough to resist the young man's approach.
Correct. They are not strong enough. So now the thing is that I'm going to go straight. You know, bear with me and bear with Mr. Singh. I know cold cases. Sometimes we need to recap. So at least you know what we are talking about. So I'm going to continue with the other 3 cases, which is called the Rape-cum-Murder.
And also before that, we're going to go to my cases about the security guard.
The security guard.
Yeah.
Okay, so what we're going to do later on, get the Kairu to share with you about the 2 security guard cases. Okay, so get Kairu to go to sit down here with you. And meanwhile, let Mr. Singh will answer all the opinion. All right, continue, please, Kairu.
Alright, okay. Hey guys, okay, welcome back. Okay, with me here I got 2 cases, okay, and I'm Aerulz. I'm the Malay host for the Crime Library Singapore. Okay, di sini saya ada menyatakan 1-2 kes yang pastinya belum selesai lagi dan tentang kes tahun 2001, ya, iaitu Mr Chay See Choy, seorang pengawal keselamatan. Okay, it's a cold case about Mr Chay See Choy, a security guard murder, which happened at Sungai Kadut on the 16th December 2001. Okay, and it says here that he's just a carpenter, a security guard, workshop at number 22 Sungai Kadut Street 4. And on the Sunday night, on the 16th December 2001, at about 2:50 a.m., he was found dead. And I guess, Mr. Singh, you ever heard about this case, right?
Yes.
And a second case is a cold case also, Mr. Ong Teong Wah, a security guard too. This one is happened, if I'm not wrong, is somewhere near to, where is this place?
Bunsu building.
Bunsu Building, Bukit
Is
Timah.
Bukit Timah near Mackenzie Road there.
Mackenzie Road.
Opposite
That means at
opposite KK Hospital.
Tekka area there.
Yes.
Is that somewhere in the Rex Theatre there? Somewhere in the
Yes,
Rex Theatre?
along the same road as the Rex Theatre.
So, okay, sir, what is your opinion about this? What is your take about this case?
Which one? The
About the both security
Ong Teong
guard
Wah.
case, Mr. Chay See Choy case.
You see, when security guards are killed at the workplace, obviously the intention of someone is to rob or to steal what they are guarding.
Okay.
Sometimes it's office where there's cash. Sometimes it's items that of value. Maybe computer parts. Maybe some other manufacturer, say cameras or whatever they have. So the idea may be to rob. And if it's a security guard, very active security guard, he's doing his job honestly, loyally, then he lays his life protecting the property of the employer. So normally security guards are, they become victims of such cases. There have been a few cases of security guards being murdered while protecting the property
While protecting it.
of their employer.
Right. Okay.
So and then they are there all the time.
Uh-huh.
So maybe sometimes they surprise the thief, and then the theft turns to robbery, and then robbery, when a weapon comes in, the robber wants to flee, he doesn't want to be identified, they stab and he dies, and the robber goes free.
So this thing could
And
be...
this happened at the time when the factory, the place of work was not in operation, it was all shut. So there's no witness to the crime.
to the crime. So what would be your thoughts about this case?
Well, security guards, they have employed these old people, the 63 and 73.
Yes.
So to employ, the older you employ, the more difficult it is for him to
Yes,
protect.
to protect themselves, yeah.
So younger security guard, probably would have done something different to protect the property of the employer. But all security guards, they are cheaper to hire.
Right.
The young security guards in the 20s, they command a very high salary.
Oh, okay. See. Right. And in your best opinion, the conclusion is what had happened is maybe due to that they've been killed for in terms of they have an intention of getting something.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think they want to rob the security guard. They want to rob or steal something that the guard is protecting.
Okay. And okay, back then on those years like 2000, 2001, 2002, do you think the police have gone around to solving on this case? Like they should ask, every individual places, like the neighbors, like the tenants, other tenants.
Of course, they will interview. I mean, there's one, say like a factory or a godown or a shop or whatever is protecting their neighbors, their neighboring guards and all that. So definitely the police would have asked whether they saw anything or whether the murder took place. There was yelling, shouting, screaming, fighting between two people. The police definitely they cover that area. They interview witnesses at the scene, neighboring witnesses or anybody who have passed by.
Right. So when the police do like investigation or like interview with all the tenants, what sort of like sometimes they could have this in mind that he could be the suspect. Normally you will feel that way, right?
Yes, of course they will look at the person. I mean, these are violent crimes. So in violent crime, the chances are that the person who is near the murderer definitely may have some injuries on him, or he may have some blood stains on him. So that is what the police will look for initially. So definitely if they interview the neighbor and they find the neighbor has blood stain on his clothes, then they will easily link him with the murder.
Just like the Adrian Lim, something like the blood stain.
Yeah, Adrian Lim with a blood stain from the from the ground led to his apartment in Toa Payoh.
Right, okay. And do you think till now the culprit is still identified, is still at large?
Of course. I mean, the two culprits have not been identified. So they are at large.
And I still strongly believe, right, sir, there is a witness, but upon those years, it's not like nowadays where people are really, dare to come forward, and tell us or tell the police on what happened.
Most people do not come. I mean, if they have seen it, they are directly involved, then they are witnesses. But other people, many people here in Singapore, they don't want to get involved. So even if they see a fight, they keep quiet. And later when they realize that that fight had turned into a murder, even then, they don't report that because they say they don't get involved. It's very inconvenient. But if they can identify the person, can describe, then the police can do a photo fit and try to what they call it, distribute, so that the person can be identified from the looks of the sketch made by the police as described by the witness.
Okay.
Witnesses normally are those who are directly connected with the organization.
Yes.
In Singapore, a stranger would very seldom witness a crime, though there are a few cases.
Oh, there is.
There are.
Okay. And lastly, what's your advice on the public to avoid such of this? Is it they should not employ like 67 years old and above as a security guard?
He may be 67, but then he must be physically fit. It's no use. You may have a physically fit. Yeah. You may have a 30-year-old chap who walks lame with a stick and all that. Health reasons, So you employ a person who is physically fit, then the chances of protecting, even the robber also will think twice. He'll say, look at this guy. No, he's tough. Don't play the fool. He carries a stick with him. He carries a stick, and then there are dogs. See, if there are dogs, the dogs will start barking.
Yes.
When any incident takes place. No, I mean, you know how dogs behave. When you attack the owner of the dog, the dogs will start barking, and then that will raise a lot of raise an alarm. It makes the robber panic, Sometimes they will just abandon and they'll run off.
Because in Singapore, if you all know, the police officer, they every years, they have this like the armed tactics. They learn armed tactics, right?
Unarmed combat.
Yes, and we have like firearms. So we go for like another. Although that we already pass out, no, we still have go for another
Yeah,
test,
go
right?
for regular. No,
Yes.
they go for retraining to keep in touch with the weapon.
Mm-hmm. And you think that the security guard also have to learn in terms of like martial arts, armed tactics?
We do not know whether these security guards are security guards from what they call it, licensed agencies, or are they in-house security guards? It can be an in-house security guard where the management just employ somebody and say, okay, like this man here, he was a carpenter as well.
Yes.
So he's employed as a carpenter. Maybe at night they say you just look around, you sleep here, or you keep a lookout. So he was not a professional security guard in that sense. So if they're from security, they're security guards from licensed agencies, then they are better. They are trained. They all have to be trained before they are given license to work as security guards.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. Beside me, I have my colleagues here that are going to ask another cases. What's your cases?
It's about Miss Tan Lay Lan and lady taxi driver.
It's about a murder of a taxi driver, which happens in the back year. Which year is that?
2004.
2004.
Yes.
Okay. You want to come in?
Yes, thank you. Hi, Mr. Singh.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
What do you do?
Yes. Okay, Mr. Singh. I will have two cases with you tonight. Okay. So, okay, it's for me. So, okay. So, Mr. Singh, we will talk about the murder case of female 38 years old. The taxi driver, Mdm Lim Choon Sang, in 2004.
This one happened in Pioneer.
Yes, correct. So, yeah.
Yeah, in Pioneer Sector
Pioneer Sector
Walk.
Walk, yes.
This is in the industrial estate where there's not very much movement of people, except during changing of shifts or people going to work. So taxi drivers are very vulnerable. Sometimes passengers will take them to a lonely spot in order to rob. So it's like the taxi driver is sitting there, someone from behind can strangle him.
Yes.
And especially a woman.
Okay.
And taxi drivers, they carry cash with them all the time.
Okay.
So some robbers think that, well,
She got many money or
they got
something,
a lot of money.
cash.
So, but then the idea of killing the taxi driver after the robbery is so that the taxi driver will not identify the robber.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Singh. So, well, we know that her body was found at around 4:40 a.m. and the police found the cat and her body behind back the seat of the cab at 6:15 p.m. So, Mr. Singh, it is very normal for the police to take so long to respond.
Depends on the day when the alarm is raised. So in this case, the taxi lady, she sent a distress call to her company, and then the company alerted the police.
Okay.
So the location was not very fixed. So the police, sometimes the police cars, they patrol certain sectors, and if they are already engaged with another case,
so they have to take time.
They have to take time. They have to take a little bit, a few minutes extra. Or if they're really engaged, then another car from a different sector will come to that sector to what they call it, to help out.
Correct.
Then that is why sometimes, and at the same time, you do not know where it is. You have to go round and round and round, and then you spot it. You see?
Okay. So, Mr. Singh, what is the advice can you give to assisting lady driver or other drivers to protect themselves?
Well, in the first place, an ordinary driver, ordinary lady driver will not drive to a lonely spot there for no reason. But a taxi driver is very vulnerable. Taxi drivers have to go where the passenger tells them to go. Further, they will say further. Okay, when they think that it is quite safe, okay, then they will say, stop here.
Oh, yes.
And the taxi driver will have to take the instructions. So in this case, if the taxi driver feel that I'm being led into a trap, then they should refuse to go.
Yes.
They should refuse to go into that area which is dark, which is unsafe, especially for the lady taxi driver.
So what is your advice?
don't go to these areas.
Oh, so don't go to
That's
those
the best.
areas.
You don't go into these areas where it's all dark.
Okay.
You are a woman. You are men passengers.
Yeah, men sometimes also very dangerous.
Man,
at night,
dangerous.
Yeah.
And you are very vulnerable. You are in the driver's seat. Someone
Yes.
from behind can just catch hold of you,
Yes.
your neck, and rob you.
So okay, so this is
So ordinary housewife, ordinary lady will not drive to a lonely spot all by herself alone. No.
okay. So this is Mdm Lim Choon Sang.
Madam Chang Choon Sang
Yeah, Lim Choon Sang, correct. Yeah, she was found that
murdered.
yeah, murdered. Okay. So there is a good advice from Mr. Singh for those lady driver and male drivers should take note too. Okay. So we have another case about the murder case of Miss Tan Lay Lan at block 38 Chay See Avenue. So she was found murdered without wearing in her own flat. Yeah, at the Chay See 38. Yeah. So
I believe she was living alone.
yes, she is living alone. And
Same thing like the other man earlier we discussed, living alone.
Yes.
Living alone, you're very vulnerable,
correct.
especially for a lady again. You know,
Yes.
you're not careful. Someone enter your flat, they show you an ID card belonging to some government department like HDB, PUB, etc. No, we want to check this, we want to do this, and then you say, okay, come in. So you do not know the mind of the criminal. So the best is if you do not know the person,
Don't open.
don't allow the person
Don't allow
in.
the person.
So there's a looking glass every door, and then there's a metal drill. Talk to the person out like that, you know, and say what do you want and this and that, all, and
Okay.
ask for
So
identification.
just a bit, okay. So because they say that the police say that is however is no one forced entry to her house.
No forced
And
entry.
yeah, and
no forced
it
entry
must be
means that
someone
she knew.
whom she knew. Yeah,
She opened the door and she allowed
You're
the
correct.
person, or her door was already open.
Yes.
The murderer went into the flat when the door was already open. So that is why the police also will say that there's no sign of forced entry. You know, some people like to keep the door open because it's very warm.
They can lock the door and then
No,
I
they
mean,
can lock
like
the grill. They can lock the
gate,
grill and
yeah.
keep the door open. I know.
Yeah.
Sometimes most of the flats they have grills.
Correct. In Singapore, mostly have.
Everybody in Singapore, many people are complacent. They think, oh, it is safe, so no problem. I don't have to worry.
Yeah.
Nothing is going to happen to me. But sometimes things do happen.
So what exactly happened to this case after the police investigation?
It's the same thing. I mean, here she was raped.
Yeah, correct.
She was
Same.
raped and murdered.
Correct.
So the
this
police,
is,
as usual, the procedure is fingerprint is a must. They do that, and then they look for evidence, any evidence, anything left behind by the murderer. Then they will collect, or they'll ask the neighbors, "Did you see anything?" In all probability, the neighbors will say, "I didn't see," because if the neighbors have seen it and raised an alarm,
Actually, the neighbor heard the sound, but after that, then heard the stepping also. But after that, then no
Yeah,
more.
they think it's
sound.
nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing. And one thing that her body don't found any like just now you say visible injury on her body, right? So okay. So however, as a woman who lives alone, so does she?
you should take more precaution than a man who lives alone. A woman is very vulnerable for thieves, robbers, and then for sexual offenders. So she should be extra careful if she's living alone, or at that point of time there's nobody else in the house with her.
So like sometimes like you go out to with a stranger, then bring the stranger go back, and then this thing will happen. Okay. So does he need to put a camera at the door or any
Yes, you can
other method?
you can put a camera. Nowadays people have cameras in their homes, but nowadays they put in the home to watch the movement of the domestic worker to see whether the maid is actively looking after the children and doing cooking and other things. But that camera also help to
Prevent.
to prevent.
Yes.
And then what they help to detect if there's anything, or the robber, if he sees there's cameras. Once they know there are cameras there, the chances of them committing the crime, they cannot kill the camera.
Okay, yeah, correct. Thank you. So for lady who live alone, please be aware who you are with and who come to your place.
Put CCTV in the house. It's cheap nowadays. $200-300.
I think in the house is very easy, but outside you need to.
No, you can put one outside to deter the criminal.
Yeah.
Criminal will
Do
say,
we need
"Oh,
to ask for the allow permission? Yeah.
No need. You don't need permission.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're protecting your own property. You don't need permission.
Okay, so thank you, Mr. Singh,
Thank
so
you.
for your time. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, for sharing the two cases with Mr. Singh. Okay, so I'm back in action again. As mentioned to you beforehand, I'm going to touch on the 3 cases, which is the Rape-cum-Murder case. Okay, just a little recap of what we are going to share with you today. So the 3 cases that we are talking about is, which is Winnifred Teo, that happens in 1985, Dini Haryati, that happens in 1998, and Linda Chua, that happens in 2000. Just a little recap of what happened to Winnifred Teo. Well, Winnifred Teo was a young girl. She was pretty young at the time.
She was an A-level student in Catholic Junior College.
A-level student, okay. And she actually, what happened is that she was running, she was jogging in Holland Road, and I think she was attacked in the evening time. That was based on the scene itself, what happened. And
she used to go jogging on a regular basis.
Regular basis, okay.
She used to park the bicycle at Maryland Drive near where she stays, and then she'll do the jogging and then pick up the bicycle and go home.
Okay, let me share with you why does Mr. Singh knows about this case very well, because he was the IO, okay, at the time where Winnifred Teo the case happened. So he is the in charge of what's happening to Winnifred Teo. Maybe you can just do a little sharing again.
No, I was from the police station. The case was taken over by the CID, SIS, Special Investigation Section. They deal with the murders. So this was a case where a young girl was jogging, and then jogging at the curve.
At the curve.
So she was alone. So there was a blind spot.
Right.
Somebody, I think, clobbered her, pulled her into the bushes, raped her, and killed her.
Wow, that is...
Her naked body was found, and her hands were tied with the bra around her neck to immobilize her.
Like this.
Yes.
Okay, this is how it looks like with the bra. Imagine with the bra tying, okay, in the bushes where.
The robber had all the time in the world.
Yeah, I guess so.
So the body was discovered a few days later, or the next day?
The next day.
The next day, she was running around 6 p.m. The body was discovered the next day about 11 o'clock.
Okay.
Her brother made a report to say that my sister was missing, but it was night, so you can't do a proper search. So until next day, then with a search of police task force, the police division, then she was found.
So at the time of the crime scenes, I'm sure there's a lot of dark spots. There wasn't any CCTV around the area, right?
No.
Definitely.
This was 85.
1985.
No.
So I guess this is something that we maybe have to check it out, especially that place is quite quiet.
The best is don't jog alone. You jog with a partner.
Okay, jog with a partner.
Jog with a partner, then the chances of sexual offender attacking 2 persons are not there. 0.
Yeah. So don't jog alone, okay? In Holland area, okay?
Okay.
Anywhere.
Actually, not just Holland, okay? But this is a case about Winnifred Teo. It happens in Holland, okay? So when people stay in Holland, you heard about this case. Just take note that there's such case that's happened, and this case is still unsolved.
Yes.
Still unsolved till now, okay? And well, we hope that this killer, this rapist can be found. So long already. Later we'll show you pictures of this John Doe that is already been escalated out from the police. It's a description. So later we will let you see the pictures of this John Doe, and of course the other cases, which is Dini Haryati. Okay, this Dini Haryati, well. The case happened in midnight, almost in midnight.
Along a very lonely stretch.
Yes, it's a lonely stretch in
Woodlands.
Woodlands.
Near the MRT.
And at the period of time, a Causeway Point is is in progress of
Construction.
Construction, yes. And there's the place over there. There's a few construction workers love to hang out.
So there's very high bushes around, a lot, like a little forest, I would say a mini forest around. So that's why also don't walk alone at such a
And
lonely places.
those places where there's a lot of bushes and this and that, it's not very well lit also.
Okay. So most important, don't listen to music, especially walking alone in such a lonely places, because noises, when you're hearing music,
At least you can know who's
yes,
behind
at
you,
least
yeah.
someone is walking. You can hear.
Don't walk alone.
Yeah, don't walk alone.
Take a longer route. It is safer.
Roadside lah, I would
If
say
you feel
roadside
uneasy,
better.
take a longer route where there are a lot of movement of people.
Yeah, that is much more better. So Kairu, because just to share with you, because Kairu is actually the relative of Dini Haryati. So Kairu, would you want, do you have any questions for Mr. Singh here to answer some of your little questions about your cousin, right, Dini, right? Because Kairu joined us as a media broadcasters because of Dini Haryati. One of the reasons he feels that he wanted to help. He wanted to come forward, and hopefully we can find, the killer, the murderers. Hopefully, yeah? So maybe Kairu, can you just
I just
share?
have like a few questions, only like 2 questions, because looking at the old cases which already past 10 over years, and if you are the IO in charge, how are you going to start
No,
the crime
these
scene?
cases are not closed. They are still open. If proper evidence is given or some information comes up, police will dig up the files. These files of such cases are not destroyed. They are
Okay.
kept. I think if I am not wrong, I think they are kept for about 100 years.
100 years.
Yes.
100 years. Okay.
So they are not destroyed. So if someone were to say, or the robber or the murderer is arrested for another case and he confessed to Winnifred Teo, then this case will be dug up, the file will be dug up, and you can proceed.
Carry on the
Yes,
investigation.
carry on investigation.
If there's a new lead that actually comes
Yes.
up, right?
That's right.
Like a witness or any other people that's coming out to give you some evidence and stuff like that, you will still open up the case.
So what if like there's a new witness coming up for like the old cases, and then where the crime scene is either redeveloped or there's no more exists, and the pathway has been laid with new cement and bushes already cleared, and
It's okay. You tell the police this is what happened down here at that time, which was a grassy track. Huh?
Oh, you just
It
can
was
describe
there.
that.
Describe.
Yes, and I saw someone killing a young girl. And then they'll dig up, they'll record these statements. The place can be developed, it makes no difference. The police will still proceed.
Do you think the police will ask why now? Why now? You know?
Yes,
you come
police
to
will
us?
ask why now. Up to the person to give some reason. I don't know what reason he's going to give. Each individual got his own. He may say, I was fearful, or it didn't occur to me, or I went out of the country. We don't know what reason a person will give for.
Yeah. There should be a lot of reasons behind.
That's right.
Yeah, sometimes scared lah,
But it's very unlikely that after so many years,
Yeah.
but someone may have good information, they may know the culprit, then they can do it by letter
Yeah.
to the police,
Can.
the post box, and then giving the information. Police will look into it.
Oh, there's such cases where they give information through in the post box.
Yes, through the post box. They
Okay.
do.
Anonymous?
Anonymous,
Can
yeah.
be
Anonymous,
anonymous,
yeah.
yeah, anonymous. Okay, so any more questions for Mr. Singh? For Dini's case?
I guess, okay, I have another one. Okay, people those days are more reserved, and perhaps if there's a witness, I guess they like rather keep their mouth shut. And
Even now it is like that also. People,
Even now.
unless you are involved, people do not come forward like the big fight here and there. People don't say, I saw. No. Unless you are directly involved.
True.
Or you may be a member of the RCCCC, where you feel it is your duty to get involved. Yes, then yes.
Well, just hold on. Let me see. What? Hi, Rocco's Owl, right? What about the Boon King Road murder? Any new developments? Boon King Road murder.
if I Rocus Owl, thanks for the
Rocco's Owl.
question.
Yeah, Rocco's Owl.
Boom.
Well, there's no development yet, Rocos Owl, just for your information. Well, stay tuned. You know, we will keep you updated if there's still some new leads are coming up for Boon King development case. So in the meanwhile, we are still dealing with our cold case. So, so just now, did Mr. Singh actually answer your question,
Yes.
Kairu?
Yes.
You did, right?
Yeah.
So lastly, one more case is regarding about Linda Chua. Linda Chua actually jogged in this Bukit Batok Nature Park.
Bukit Batok Nature Park.
Yes, the nature park itself. So she was being attacked. She was being attacked during jogging alone, as usual. So from these three cases itself, you can see very clearly that they are all alone. They are all jogging, except Dini.
Linda's case is quite similar to Winnifred Teo.
They are joggers. They are joggers.
And when they are joggers, do this the exercises very regularly. So people who have got bad intention, they may have observed this person.
Exactly.
And again, the jogger was alone.
Yeah. Alone is the key.
Alone and attacked.
Dark spot area.
Yes.
There's no CCTV, you know, so they are aware that there's a dark spot. And of course, as what Mr. Singh has already advised, don't jog alone. Okay, that's the most important. Anywhere, any place that you jog, try not to jog alone. Get a friend with you.
If you don't have a partner, just simply go along with another person, a stranger who is jogging. Just
It's true.
just follow.
Yes.
But
Let's
Mr.
tag along.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Correct.
But
Or
of
somebody
course,
may tag along you. Huh?
yeah, who knows?
So yeah, you
Pretty
have,
girl,
a,
right?
have a companion.
But I'm afraid that the
Yeah,
person might tag along to the wrong person.
That comes from my thoughts.
Robert will not be going around
Just come
jogging.
from
and
my
jogging.
thoughts. So I also worry later I take the wrong person.
Yeah, by
Alamak.
then
Robert-
he was already exhausted.
Yeah.
A robber and a rapist will be waiting in ambush at a blind spot,
Hiding.
which he has identified.
And of course, what we are trying to do is one more case, you know, about the Marichi.
Marichi,
that
it's similar,
Marichi,
it's similar.
we do not have a name of the victim, but
Yeah.
it's the same joggers that actually jogged in Marichi. All right, and she was very blessed. She was being safe.
Yeah.
She was being saved by joggers, which is around the area, and she's the only victim that was being saved.
Again, the question is, she was near other joggers.
Lucky.
So that,
She
that's
was very
safe.
lucky.
Coming back to my point, that don't jog alone.
Exactly. Try not to jog alone. And of course, we want, as mentioned just now, we did mention about this John
We got
Doe.
a special person that we're going to show you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is from the police. Description of this person. We name it as John Doe. That is not his name, okay? But we're going to show you his face right here. Okay, big eyes. Of course, this is the earlier part lah. It's his younger time. Okay, way back, I think over years ago, 10 over years ago.
This
Of
person
course.
might be the suspect of all these all few related cases of
Yes.
the
Of
Bukit
this
Batok,
of this Marichi,
Macritchie, or it could be Woodlands,
even Dini
Dini
case.
case.
Yeah. So all these 4 cases could be related to this guy here, which is showing here. Okay. So if you hear or see anything which you maybe know this guy also, yeah, please come forward. You can make a call to our police hotline at 1-800-255-0000 or our Crime Library Singapore hotline 6293 5250. Alright, so this 2 number, please write down in a notebook or key into your handphone. So you know anything happen, please update us or call us. That is very important. Alright, we all need you to come forward if you have any information for us.
And
Okay?
our number is 24 hours.
24 hours.
Any information that's given will be kept confidential.
Don't worry.
Don't worry.
No name will be divulged. Okay.
If you're afraid, just like our sir here say, just write a written note and put in the post box.
Anonymous. Just put anonymous, okay? We don't worry, okay? So anything, you just come forward to us. And of course, we are trying to say next month, we have our talk show, okay? We will keep you updated what is going to be our next talk show topic, and please stay tuned to us, okay? Stay and like, bring your friends and come and like our Crime Library page. And of course, our 2 lovely broadcasters has come forward today and show their face, yeah? And that is Kairu.
Yeah.
And that's our sweet Sarah. Okay, so Xin Chao.
Because we have few more broadcasters, but they are not with us today.
we still
One fine day we're gonna introduce them to you.
Exactly. We still have our Priya, and we
Yes.
still have Rajis.
Yes.
Okay, and of course our Philippine,
Yeah.
Malina.
She's
which
back
is
in Manila. Hi
Ali.
Melina, if you see this.
Ali. So we are looking forward for her to come to Singapore and hopefully to meet up with all our viewers and all our likers. Okay, and definitely this is a very important guy here. You see, young and handsome. You see. Okay. So if you want to see more young and handsome guy to be interviewed by CLS, or Crime Library Singapore, let us know. Write to us and tell us what you like to hear, what kind of story you like to know. Yeah, and we will be more than happy to be here to present to everybody here.
Yeah.
And of course, you can see all our broadcaster face right here. Okay, with special guests. Okay. Okay. So lastly, we still want to show you this face again. This is the important guy. Yeah, you can. Okay. All right. And of course, Mr. Singh, you have any last word with all viewers here?
No, I've spoken enough. Please
Spoken.
be public spirited. Don't be afraid. Report anything that you see. Your information and your identity will be kept secret.
Secret like this.
Yes.
Okay. And of course,
Like again, write a note.
Like
Okay,
again,
but anonymous.
Email also can.
exactly. Email to us, messenger us, no problem. Any question you want to ask, please write in. Is there any more? One more? Rockers?
John Doe
Oh.
could be much older now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
yes,
maybe
true.
eyes become smaller. Maybe
But this
very
is what we
spectacles.
suspect.
We don't
We
know.
suspect about the John Doe is the recent one. The recent one happened in MacRitchie Reservoir.
2000.
Yeah, 2000. The recent
2000,
one.
right? Yeah.
Yeah,
So maybe.
he may have grown old, but the person who knew him when he looked like this
Yeah.
can report
Exactly.
Yes.
and say that this is the person that was on the photo. Now he looks like a
Similar.
50-year-old man now.
Yeah, I think it's about maybe about the age, 50 years old. So of course, on behalf of Crime Library Singapore, thank you for watching our special talk show tonight, and hope you have a great evening.
Terima kasih banyak-banyak.
呀，谢谢你们听我们的分享。
Have a
Cảm ơn
good
các
weekend.
bạn đã theo dõi nhé, và chúc các bạn một buổi tối tốt lành.
Toi.
And then Mr. Singh in your language, demo.
Yeah.
Hindi?
Hindi.
Hindi.
Namaste.
Hindi. Namaste. 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 It's like that. Okay. All right. We have one more. What's that? Oh.
I love you, Sarah. Wow, it looks
Walao.
like Sarah have a lot of,
A lot
admirers.
of fans.
Admirers.
Why nobody
Admirers.
love us here? We are poor thing, Kairu.
Yeah, we wore this
You
specially
see?
made for you guys.
Specially made for you guys.
Ah.
Okay, so we are waiting for our fans to say you love us. Okay, where are our fans? Please
Say-
come
say
in.
love us,
Okay.
say love us.
Please
Sarah
love.
speaks Vietnamese.
Yeah.
So if you
Come
want to
on.
get to know her, you go and learn how to speak Vietnamese first.
Okay lah, sawadika. I speak Thailand now. Okay, Senandiri.
Malay.
Samura. Okay, anyway, thanks for watching, and we hope to see you guys.
Cảm ơn và hẹn
Ciao
gặp
ciao.
lại.
Bye.
See you next week, next month. No, next month. We see you next month. Okay, ciao.